Cobra invaders have taken Bootjack Hill. Our troops are in trouble, but here comes the G.I. Joe secret mission train with more men, more supplies, and you're in command. The G.I. Joe Special Forces head for the bridge, while the G.I. Joe train speeds to Bootjack Hill with a secret strike force. A helicopter lands behind the Cobra lines, and here come the paratroopers. G.I. Joe 72-piece electric train and battle set complete with battleground scenic map. By Tyco, of course.
All right, so we're here with an electric train set from Justin Carey. Really, really cool. Justin sent this to me. I photographed the box exterior, and then he thought about it for a day and wrote me and said, no, man, you need to open it up and document the whole thing before you send it back. Don't just shoot the box. So that's what we're going to do right now. Kind of crazy.
And so this thing's been sealed for over 30 years.
Sealed up since 1984. It was available in the Sears catalog. There was an electric truck set as well as an electric train set. So this is the electric train set available through the Sears catalog in 1984. I mean, the box is just ridiculously, it's in great shape.
Yeah, it's almost
there's hardly any blemishes on this thing.
It's almost a shame to actually break it open, but hey,
Justin's gonna feel bad if we don't.
Well, so. And hey, it's all about the toy inside.
No, seriously, man, Justin, can't thank you enough, man. Really appreciate it. We're gonna crack it open and document the heck out of it. I'm gonna shoot all the little trains and all the little people and everything.
All right.
So, what do you think the best way to attack this thing is? Without being...
Is it taped or is it glued?
It's glued along the sides. All right, I got an X-Acto.
So yeah, I'd say definitely get an X-Acto and just try to score it as carefully as you can.
Oh boy. So here we are, the year 2015, opening up a 1984 product. There we go.
Ooh.
All right.
What all do we have in this box?
So, I mean, it's not really packed that well. There's not a lot of protective stuff in here to keep things from bouncing around.
Not unlike the Creo boxes, actually.
Yeah, right. A lot of Prupus air is what they would call it. So Bob Prupus was notorious for saying, you know, use as few parts and as little materials as you have to make the biggest footprint. So
wow, interesting.
Definitely Prupus air right here. So we got the battery, whatever the heck you call that thing. Got a bunch of train tracks. Got a bunch of little tanks there. You got your G.I. Joe green and your Cobra blue tanks and Jeeps.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And then you got a bunch of little army figures in there.
Definitely have a nice battle scene on your...
yeah, we're gonna set this up in just a little bit.
That'll be exciting. Wow.
There's a bridge, Cobra bridge.
Cool.
All right, and then got some protective cardboard here. It looks like the trains are mostly intact. We got some wheels.
I'm sure we can get those back on.
Yeah. All right, good. There's a little train. Choo choo. Electrical wire. Another set of wheels. Looks like this probably goes under there.
Probably just snaps right back
and
in.
That's probably like a connector. For
yeah.
So
connect all the cars together.
We'll just line that up.
And again, Carson, the directions will probably show you that the train goes in a certain order.
Right.
But as the child, you can actually put them in any order, so long as the engine goes in the front.
Yep. If you've watched the Lego movie, you know it's okay to assemble things however you really want to. It's part of the fun. Joe just made a discovery. Joe, what did you find?
Unfortunately, as I was looking for the ways to actually put our lovely paratroopers here, and I saw we had some nice string and whatnot. I just found this little note.
So there's a little pack of guys.
Yeah. And of course, on the front of the box, as you can see over here, they have some really cool G.I. Joe and Cobra parachutes.
Right, right.
Unfortunately...
So we don't have those?
So unfortunately, at the time this set was packed, we have a little note.
Oh my god, it says oops at the top.
Oops.
But at the time this set was packed, we were out of stock on parachutes. Please call our toll-free number New Jersey residents call toll free.
So rest assured, we will be calling this number
And they're
to
gonna mail
get
them.
our parachutes.
They're going to mail them to us.
They are 30 years overdue.
Oh boy. There are cool little details on here though. Little pipes and ladders. Nice detail.
Yeah, I think the ones they went with actually look better than the ones in the photo. But it does make it more challenging to put the stickers on since we don't have a nice flat surface.
Right. There's lots of lines and indentations on these models, so we'll do our best. All right, cool. So we've got all the stickers done on the train set, at least, and we've got them all connected, so they will pull one another. Unfortunately, the caboose can't go in the rear because the one connection piece is busted off of
Off the flat car.
the flat car.
That's okay. We keep our tanks in the back.
So
But, and apparently G.I. Joe had to borrow a car from
Forces.
Special Forces because
That's right. Yeah, they didn't give us any stickers for that one
they
either.
didn't give us stickers for it, and it's already been
It's already decaled.
pre-done.
So yeah, our two big disappointments so far are the broken connections on the back of the flat car, and the poor kid got stiffed for his parachutes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a note that comes with it that literally says "Oops" at the top.
Yeah.
How unprofessional of Tyco.
Yeah.
Very
Definitely.
disappointed.
We definitely see why Tyco didn't get a second run at this particular.
No more train sets for you, Tyco. So yeah, we're gonna set out the mat actually. So there's a big cardboard mat that came with it. This is our play mat, and then once we got this thing open, we can get to putting all the pieces together. It's a quite large mat.
Yeah, it's really massive, and it's interesting because it's literally a photograph of a built train set with all the little miniature trees. The
I'd say it's at least what 3 feet by 4 feet.
yeah, it's pretty large. I mean, when you look at it relative to the flag, it's
It's huge, man. So we're going to give you a quick parts inventory of the track that came with it. So there's 11 of these curved ones, right? So that's the majority of them. And then there's 2 straight ones. And then there's 1 curved one. Where I assume this connects to the power source. I've never put a model train together yet. But I'm about to. So
the helicopter has been assembled and stickered. Not quite a dragonfly, but I guess it'll do in a pinch.
Hey, Joe.
Aha. And we switch to the other side of the production.
Uh-oh.
And we have Carson with a working train. All right.
So it's got a, you can go from 0 to 100%, and you can also do forward and reverse. You can see the trains are already getting derailed, though, man.
Yeah. You definitely have to find the balance of speed.
I'm not very impressed with their ability to stick to the track.
Yeah, I think the track probably has to be fixed to the ground.
Right.
Which, of course...
I think the mat, since it's still got waves in it, is putting some pressure on this thing. I think it'd probably be better off just right on the floor.
But we're going to see this through to the end.
Oh, yeah. We're not giving up.
Hey, that's how...
It's going off.
Oh, yeah! Wipe out, but it's still running.
Alright, so the front engine car is quite a bit heavier, so I think it tends to stay on the track better.
Yeah.
And the rest of these are just incredibly lightweight, so with any speed and then taking a corner, they're just not going to stay on very well.
Yeah.
Maybe when we load some other stuff into them, but I just don't see it happening. I will say they click together pretty easily once you've got the wheels on the track where you want them. Then you basically just ram it into the one in front of it and it snaps in. So that's kind of nice.
Alright.
See that?
Yeah.
Clamps in there pretty easy.
But what's impressive is that we do have a working train.
And this thing is 30 years old and it's going.
And there's no corrosion of any kind on any of the components that we've seen. So it actually really does look like it's brand new out of the box.
It does.
So
That dude's moving.
All right, we got the thing all set up. Everything's out there. Got all the little troops, all the helicopters, all the tanks. We're trying to start it off slow.
there we go.
Starting off slow, but I guarantee this thing's going to pick up steam. Mind of its own.
All right.
There it goes, man. 30 years old, brand new out of the box, still operational. Kinda. All right, Joe, give it a tap, man. I've got it up to 100, so it's gonna take off once it gets going, and then it's gonna derail. Oh shit! Turn it down.
All right.
See the little headlight on it?
Oh yeah, that's pretty sweet. Still looking for Snake Eyes in this set. Haven't found him yet. Maybe he's driving the train.
It's got a mind of its own, man. Nobody's turning it up or turning it down.
Hey, it hasn't derailed yet.
It just does what it wants.
All right, Carson.
As you can see, celebratory beer time. The thing is still fully functional. The only problem we had was this last little piece of the train, the back connection pieces broke off, so that's got to be in the rear, whereas usually that would be in the middle. This carries the tank, but when you put the tank on and you put it on full speed, the tank flies right off. So we're just taking the tank off of it. But we got the whole thing set up. There's 24 Cobra troopers. There's 24 Joe troopers. The Joes and the Cobras both have a pair of tanks. They both have a Jeep, so there's one Jeep for each of them. There's two tanks for each of them. And the Joes also have a green boat right here and a green helicopter over here. The Cobras have their own bridge that they're protecting. So that's it, man. I can't believe 30 years later, this thing is still fully functional. And I wouldn't have had this experience without Justin, aka Justice Carey, sending it to us, so I appreciate it. It'll be on 3D Joe's here in a little bit. Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe.
All right, so last thing we're gonna do tonight is call about those parachutes, because we want our parachutes.
Yeah.
So let's see. We're not in New Jersey, so we're gonna dial the 1-800. 1-800-257-7728. So you can call from home. 1-800-257-7728. What are the odds that Tyco still has this phone number? Ridiculous.
We would like your opinion in a quick survey. And to thank you, select callers will receive a free Caribbean cruise for two for helping us.
Doesn't sound like
Let's
Tyco.
begin. If you are under 65, press 1. If you are 65 or older,
I'm under 65.
If you are 21 years or older, press 1. If you would like to take a vacation in the next year, press 1. If not, if you enjoy vacations with the whole family, press 1. If you prefer romantic getaways, press 2. When choosing your ideal vacation, it's getting the best
Oh, fucking parachutes, man.
your selection. Press 1 for yes, and 2
You're gonna have
for
to
no.
edit
Wait,
your.
I missed the question. I'm gonna do anyway.
Thank you. As a reward for completing our survey, you've earned a free Caribbean cruise for two.
Well, that might be better than a parachute.
$59
guys got the number.
Enjoy your vacation. To accept your cruise, please press 1 now.
All right, I'm gonna hit 0 for operator.
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
Thank you. As a reward for completing our survey, you've earned
This is
a
free
free
playing that.
Caribbean cruise for 2.
I'm gonna hit
I
1.
think.
I'll hit 1.
You have reached Holiday Cruise Line.
Oh, it's not Tyco.
9 a.m. to 11
It's Holiday
p.m.
Cruise Lines.
Tyco, you disappoint
They
us.
sold us out, man. They sold us to a cruise company, a cheap cruise company.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got excited. Thought we were gonna get something out of it. Not so much. No parachutes. But we have a working train and we have beer. So
Salud.
cheers.
Yep. Cheers.
All right.
And Yo Joe.
Yo, Joe.